Redoing it, reevaluating. It does not say you are live just yet.
Yeah, it might take a second.
Yep, we're live now. I see it sitting there right there.
Cool. All right, let's listen for your voice. Make sure it comes out loud enough.
Okay, let me.
Let's
Oh,
let's see. Let me ask you a question. Uh, what is your take on the Luigi Mangione thing? No, I'm kidding. Uh,
well, I think we've already discussed that once or twice, and I think you know what I'm thinking there.
all right.
I can hear me pretty well through the other stream, so I think we're good.
Okay, nice. All right, let's go for it.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about? What are we doing here? Why have you decided to invite me on the day, the eve of our epic battle? Why am I here?
Yeah, so I've invited you on because I was about to put out a video, griping about the price gouging that's going on with the Prismatic Evolution set. And instead of doing that, instead of coming out here and being like, "I these card shops are, pricing people out of the game," I figured you have more perspective on the card shop perspective than I do, so it'd be better for me to bring you on.
Thank you. I think that I'm glad that you respect my opinion well enough to bring me on. I've been, for a little backup, a little perspective, or a little more lore on me. I've been playing since 2016. At the very end of X and Y, I think it was Evolutions was the last set for X and Y. Actually, I know for a fact because I took notes. Um, but I started playing about that time. About Evolutions came out, and I got interested in it because of like the Pokemon Go, and I've always been interested in Pokemon. It's one of my favorite things, kind of ever. And so I wanted to get into it, play with it, and I've kind of been competitive with it since 2018, going to regionals and all that other fun stuff that is involved with, with playing Pokemon. So that's where I'm at as far as my skill and my understanding of how things are going. As far as the price gouging of as far as the price gouging of prismatic evolutions go, I think unfortunately what we are seeing is a perfect storm. It's unfortunately just the way things are, and I'll admit it sucks a lot. But if you are a player and you've been playing for any real amount of time, you'll know that this isn't unprecedented as far as prices go. And as a player, I'm not worried about individual cards from the set being out of my price range. Now, if you're one of those people that wants to bling out your deck and, have the prettiest thing going into a stream at San Antonio, or I don't think it's legal for San Antonio. I think it's only legal for EUIC. But if you want to be that person that has Vaporeon special art rare, yeah, you're going to be priced out of that probably.
Why'd you pick Vaporeon in particular?
No, I'm just using that because a lot of people love Vaporeon. It's kind of for a lot of people, it's one of their favorite it's their favorite for a lot of people.
Interesting fact about Vaporeon. No, I'm kidding.
Oh boy, trust me, if my best friend were here, he would have said the exact same thing. He is, and I love him to death, but boy, does he have just an autistic tick when it comes to needing to say those fucking lines.
That's funny.
It's disturbing. I love him to death, though. We'll get rid of this and this.
So you came in through Pokemon Go. Is that where you started?
So that's not necessarily where I started as far as like what my interest is in it went. I've been collecting, or at least been part of the Pokemon fandom, I would say, honestly, probably since I was a kid. And base set came out, 98, I want to say. And I've been a Poke fan ever since. There hasn't been a game I haven't missed. I've played all the games probably 10 times each, stuff like that. So like I've always been interested in Pokemon, but as far as a competitive player goes, or as far as a player with any real consistency, Pokemon Go was like, oh wait, they do make cards. I forgot about that. And then I got into it through that.
I got you. I got you. Alrighty, let's see. Let's do this.
So one of the stop me at any point in time, please.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
One of the things that is important to note from, and I'm going to bring up Pokerev quite a bit because he's the one who did the most recent video on it. And I like his perspective. I think he's correct from a collector's side, especially a sealed product collector's perspective. I think he's incredibly correct. I like what he has to say. He's right. I'll just flat out say he's right from that perspective. From somebody like me, I don't care about sealed product. I don't collect sealed product. I open sealed product almost immediately when I get it. It's not something I'm really upset or worried about as far as this goes, honestly.
I got you. Okay, so you're not stressed. You're not thinking like this is a very bad downward trend for
No.
for players.
No, this honestly. So when we look at things like this, like just off of, and I'll give a little statistic here. Like if we look at individual cards, the problem right now, or let me back up. The problem with Prismatic Evolutions right now is that we are sitting in a perfect storm. We have a situation where you've got a set that everyone wants. Why do they want it? Well, it's a mini set, so it's hard to get a hold of. Mini sets have always been hard to. God damn, this is just not a good. Boy, this hand has been beating me up today. It's yeah. I wish I could show you. It's Brick City. It's bad. So, and it's a very similar deck to what you're running. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so Prismatic Evolution suffers from being an evolution set.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Like I'm just gonna, as somebody who's been through 3 evolution sets, it suffers because it's an evolution set. Everybody wants it because evolutions. It suffers because all the evolutions, to include Eevee, are getting special art rares. All of them. Every single one. So that doesn't help it either. We're sitting here going, okay, we're dealing with kind of, like I said, the perfect storm of things. Pokerev brings up that maybe Pokemon or TCBI needs to, Pokemon Company International, for those who don't know the acronyms, they need to bolster or figure out a way of, come on, man. I better have, I didn't look at it. I better have, okay, I do have that.
Nice.
Oh, buddy, I'm telling you, this has not been.
You using Poison Conkeldurr?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this has been rough. It's been rough. I think I can do it this way. Hold on. Yeah, I can do it this way. I think I can do it this way.
So if you had to like label yourself as like one particular thing in the community, right? Like whether it's like a casual player, competitive player, investor, like if you had to give yourself one label, what are you, like, first and foremost?
I would argue that I'm a competitive player.
Okay.
The reason I would argue that, although I don't necessarily have to, no, we don't want that. That's garbage in this matchup. So I would argue that I am a competitive player in that, excuse me, I enjoy going to competitions. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I want more than anything to continue to get better and better. I have been scratching an itch since, I think it was 2018, when the Dallas regionals were at the airport and it was an expanded format. And I've been chasing that dragon ever since. So and even at my locals when I'm teaching kids how to play and whatnot, I'm coming from I'll admit I am coming from a competitive mindset.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing is I am coming from a competitive mindset, knowing certain things need to happen
I got you.
and
Oof, instant charge
how I'm
again.
going to be like thinking about turns and stuff like that. I try to teach that side of things and make it even stronger for the kids that are around me.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I got a couple of like formatting questions here. So
Yeah,
let's see here. So like more about you in particular.
yeah.
Um, my channel's mascot is Munchlax, but it's not exactly my favorite Pokemon. Yours is a Magikarp. Would you consider that your favorite?
It's a vanilla Magikarp is what it is.
A
Just
vanilla
a
Magikarp.
plain old vanilla Magikarp.
Yeah. Would you consider that to be your favorite?
Absolutely. I don't know what it is about this most useless Pokemon, the most useless fish ever on the planet, but I absolutely adore, and I do. I absolutely adore Magikarp. It is at 100% my favorite Pokemon ever.
Nice, nice. What drew you to that one? Or you're not too sure?
So it was over time it drew me in. I'll admit it's for a long time. Like when I was a kid and whatnot, Nidoking was just everything I ever wanted in a Pokemon. Um, I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. It was spiky. It was purple. It hit like a truck in the video games, especially when I was a little kid and didn't quite understand why it hit like a truck, but it did. And I've just always liked Nidoking. And then as I grew up and got older and kind of learned who I was and who I wanted to be and things like that, I was like, oh wait, no, Magikarp is he's just so cute and derpy. And he does grow into a really cool Pokemon, and I like that. So for me, it was all about what's cool, and then just Magikarp was, just it was just awesome. I liked Magikarp.
Nice, nice. One of my favorite games back in the Pokemon Stadium days was what's it called? Like Magikarp, the Magikarp flop game. I don't know if you remember that, like back in like N64.
So believe it or not, I asked for an N64 for like 2 Christmases, and my mom, I love her to death now, but my mom purposely did not give me an N64, and she was like, okay, well, let's get you the PlayStation. Or let's get you the new Game Boy. And I was like, this isn't what I wanted. I want to play Pokemon Stadium so bad, Mom. I'm dying inside. She's like, yeah. I don't care. So I never played the Stadium games. I wanted to play Pokemon Snap and Stadium, but I never got to. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, like, understand that I would
Yikes.
love to have played that, but I never got to.
Mm, I get you. That was one of my favorite ones, dude. Like I go back and I still enjoy that.
For sure.
Especially for the mini games. Mini games were peak.
For sure.
Okay, so I took way
So,
too
yeah,
long to set up.
Magikarp's, it grew into my favorite, but it is absolutely my favorite now.
All right, I like it. All right, let's see. Is this gonna? All right, let's do this.
I might be okay, but a lot will be determined off some things. Oh, we're gonna play that game, huh?
We are in fact.
Okay. All right, I see you. I hear you. Let me look through here and see something real fast.
Yeah, like when I saw somebody making a report about well, not like a report, but he was saying like what the shops are doing is they are canceling pre-orders at the normal MSRP price and then relisting them at a new price so that people can pay that higher rate. From a card shop perspective, like have you noticed any of that? Like have you been seeing that?
So I see that more often with collectible cards. than I do local hobby or like local game stores and stores that promote gaming. What they'll do, because they're so you got to understand that they're two completely different business models and business strategies
Hmm.
between the local game store and the local collectibles store. The local game store or the local collectibles is sell as much as possible at the highest price. And you got to remember they're not coming from a Pokemon perspective, they're coming from a trading card perspective or a sports card perspective, where a pack of or like a single pack of basketball cards can run $30 sometimes. A single pack. A whole booster box is going to run you close to $500. And that's where that's their brain. That's where they're coming from. And that's not necessarily the best way to go about it or the best way to look at it, but that's how they're looking at it.
Gotcha.
Let's do this. Let me give me one of those.
Thornton.
Whereas something like, say something like, a local game store, their business strategy is built on come in, I'm going to get you to buy something at MSRP, but then I'm going to get you to stay here. How do I get you to stay here? Is I'm going to get you, I'm going to, oh, sit down. Let's talk about this card game. Let's keep you in the shop as long as possible. Cause then, oh, well, I'm getting kind of thirsty. Let me buy 3 Mountain Dews. Oh, well, I've heard about Settlers of Catan. So can you tell me more about that? And then you end up walking out buying $600 worth of stuff because
Your interest match up.
Yeah, because your interest went up and everything. And so
Right.
whereas the collectible card shop or the collectibles shop is all about how do I keep you here, the collectibles is how do I sell something at the highest price as often as possible. It's a different strategy than your local game store. Like my local game store, I could, like, for instance, right now, Crown Zenith Crown Zenith, which is another mini set, which is why I'm bringing it up because it's relevant.
Mhm.
There were no booster boxes. It was just ETBs and other products
Promos.
like that.
Yeah.
So the reason it's so important to bring that up is we now have. I want to do that one. So basically, the reason I bring that up is because you can buy it right now, TCG Player, for for $80, and a lot of that is because it's out of print. I'll admit, a lot of that is because it is out of print. But if you were to find that at an actual local game store that isn't trying to price gouge, if I found that at my local game store, genuinely the one I go to, I'll be going to on Friday. If we were to find that at my local game store, it would still be priced at MSRP, which I think is like $49.99. If I walked in the store, they still had Crown Zenith ETB, I'd buy it for $50. And I think that's the difference between what we're seeing now is that most local game stores have a different strategy than a collectible card store. So to answer your question, is that something I'm seeing in local game stores? No. But I am seeing it, especially in my town, in Dallas. I do see that at collectible sports card, trading card stores like that. I do see that.
Okay. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to like figure out a way to win, and also.
I don't know. I think I've got this one, but we'll see.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd play a counter catcher, but I don't think I do.
Yeah, because you knocked me out here, and then I should. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've got the win here.
You got it. All right. Well, one goes to you.
So another point to that, TCG Player is third party.
Yeah.
Whereas your local game store technically is third party, but it's not. Like, the only reason it's technically third party is because you're not buying directly from Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So
And TCG Player is mostly like a resellers market, right? Like it's usually just
Yeah.
like a place to put your stuff on.
So that's I think what it was initially kind of set up as. I don't, but now you've got it's profitable for stores to put their stuff online as well. So like my local game store does have a TCG Player page that you can go buy cards from, and they'll ship them to you. So like stores got into it, I think at the ground level because it was a way of getting to more customers quicker. But also, I think a lot of it was at least initially meant for. Did you change decks?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Before I changed deck, I wanted to make sure.
yeah, I did.
This is always a really fun one. I like this one. So yeah, I think it's just it's not necessarily a reseller market as it is a a lifeline for like small stores, and then it just became a reseller market. Just naturally over time became a reseller market.
I got you. Yeah, I'm still like super new to like the physical card game because like I collect them just because I'm a psychopath who likes to have a complete Pokedex in everything I do, like including my TCG collection. So I'm like I just have them all in Pokedex order and I'm just kind of filling them as I go.
Okay, okay. So you really are a so you're the person that's like I need a master set.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so Prismatic Evolutions is going to affect you as a I want a master set. And the reason and it's not anything we can really fix at the moment, but it is something that it's there. It's worth looking at. Mainly because if you want a master set, we're looking at and luckily for you, you pulled it, you incredibly lucky human being. Um but because you pulled the Pikachu, it's easier for you now to get the master set built for say Surging Sparks.
Yep.
The master set for what do I want? I have access to like everything. What do I want? I'll take this. Can't remember. Does Executor? No, you don't have an ability. You have attacks. Yeah, we'll intern there. So Prismatic's going to be incredibly hard for master set collectors because you're going to be. I mean, we're already looking at Umbreon special art rare at the $500 mark to start. I'd have to look, but I think eBay. And if you ever want to reference anything as far as like what's being sold or like right before a set, I don't know if you listen to it or you watch him, but PTCG Radio.
I do. Yeah. He's the guy with the nanosword, right?
Yep. His whole thing is do not buy these cards yet. And he does it with every set. I've never seen a set where he didn't say it. And a large part of that is because you're buying for something that's way overpriced right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want that.
I like this deck. It's like a pseudo Tinkaton.
So this was actually something I built before Tinkaton.
Yeah.
I want you. I want you, and I want you. And I'm gonna end my turn there. And so he explains why, and he goes over a lot of things like, hey, the market consistently before a set gets released, the prices are way too high, and then every single time the cards come down in price. And that's kind of what we're going to see here. You're not going to see, like, for instance, Terra Orb, right? Before the set released, before pre-release, we were looking at 50 cents per Terra Orb. 2 months after Surging Sparks released, it's at 15 cents on TCG Player. Alolan Executor. Fitting that we're talking about Executor right this second.
Hey, yo.
A week before the set releases, right?
Mm-hmm.
$4.55. The day of release, 86 cents. That's over a 5-time drop. 500% drop from the price a week before the release date. On the day of. Blender. Let's use Blender as an example, right?
Yeah.
Blender a week before was $7.05. The day of, $3.32. Today, over 2 months after, $2. $2.01. When people say that Surging Sparks or whatever is being affected, the answer is yes, but we're going to see a lot of those cards come down.
Okay.
So from a sealed card perspective, yeah, we're going to see a lot of messing with the market at the moment. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
But also come a pause on an individual card level, we're not. The base rarity of... Let's bring you up. Yeah, let's bring you up. The base rarity of certain things is just going to be what it is. Oh, heck yeah.
Nice. Good pull.
Like the base rarity is just, it's going to be, I would say, on release date of Prismatic Evolutions, and if you look at TCG Player now, none of the cards have any prices out there. It's because resellers don't know what they've got.
Yeah.
They're just trying to sell as much sealed product as possible. 2 days, a day before release, we'll see that change. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll start seeing prices. I would say base rarity EV will probably be about $11 would be my guess. And we'll see the other evolutions be about that price. I don't even want to speculate on those secret rares, but I would guess 350 plus for each evolution to include Eevee because it has a beautiful artwork. There's a lot of hype around this because of the evolutions. There's a lot of hype because Teal Mask and cards like Roaring Moon and Raging Bolt, they're all getting brand new, beautiful cards. All of them. And so it's really kind of hard to say that the prices of those cards are going to be down when I know that they are, but they're not going to be as far down as you might think. Because they're brand new, they're special arts, they're this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with this. This is not conducive. This is not healthy for me right this second. You're giving me heart palpitations.
I'm the one playing a coin flip deck. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you got a little bit of... All right, let's throw this up there. So, yes, we are going to see... Oh, wait, I want this. Do I want this? I want this. Namona's Backpack gets me 2 more, so I +1 on my hand. So we're going to see... And that's going to be, say, 2 days or at release. Those are going to be the prices for like the base rarities for evolutions. We're going to see them drop probably 2 weeks after. You're going to see EV and the evolutions base rarities probably go from like $11, $12, $15, probably drop them by about $4. And a lot of that's going to be, okay, well, nobody's buying these. Why? And a lot of the reason they're not buying them is because they're not competitively viable or they're not playable as a card. Ooh, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Come on, give me something. I mean, that'll work. I'm about to chew through this deck. I must not have my Scizor in deck. That's probably the problem.
Oh no.
Or did I get rid of it?
Well, hey, at least it's a free retreater, right?
Very true. Very true. I just don't have the attacker that I want. Come on, last chance.
I actually kind of like this a little bit more than Tinkaton.
It's a little bit better, I'll admit. There's some things with it that I like. Just in case it is still in there, I'll go ahead and... Pass turn. I know for a fact I can kill this Executor with Berserker, so. And so, yeah, we're at that stage that you're going to see the prices go down on an individual card level. For sealed product, like I said before, it is a perfect storm. It's an Evolutions deck, or it's an Evolutions set. It's a mini set with a ton of cards in them, with a ton of chase cards in them. Um, and I say that because, like, mini sets for X and Y, you know how many there were for the entirety of X and Y?
How
Two.
many?
There were two for X and Y. That's it. For Sword and Shield, there were five. As of right now, there's already three for the entirety of Scarlet Violet. They're just making more of them, and every mini set's harder and harder to get. So, as a collectibles thing, as a sealed card collector, it's going to be hard. As a master set collector, because you've got the secret rares, you've got the evolutions that are all going to be incredibly expensive and scalped and all that stuff. Oh wow, I don't even. Okay, I don't like that, but I guess I'll put it back in there. I'm gonna need. We'll attach here. I run 3 of these. Okay, well.
All right, let's see. Let's see if you know your cards. Let's play Who's That Pokemon TCG edition.
Yeah,
Right?
sorry, I went on a ramble there. That's my bad.
All right, you're good, dude. That's why I brought you on. Which Pokemon in TCG has the attack Hydralander?
Oh, Garchomp EX.
Yeah. You're cooking with that, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I was. I revisited it because I wanted to revisit it. I revisited the deck itself. So that's going to come out Friday.
Nice.
Okay, we're good here. Let's put that down. I need to watch what I'm doing here.
Okay,
but why not? I'll swing for 460 damage.
Yikes.
Okay, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why are you getting to move stuff? No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, so what's the next card? Sorry, again, to your audience, and I feel so bad because I can just sit here and ramble and I'm not, because of the game, I'm kind of slightly distracted because I do want to win. I do want to beat you. So I'm slightly distracted, but I promise I'm not this rambly
Nah,
all
dude,
the time.
don't stress about that.
Next card.
Okay, I only got a couple of these.
Yeah, no problem.
Which
or we
Pokemon...
can space it out, whatever works.
Yeah, you can space it out. Yeah, I'll save that for later. Yeah, I got a bunch of more chill questions, not even like super having anything to do with the total discussion topic at hand. But let's see. If you could choose one card that always gets reprinted, like your boss's orders, your research, your Ultra Ball, Switch, and whatnot, to not come back next format, which one are you most okay with losing?
What am I okay with losing as far as cards go that always gets reprinted? I gotta be smart about this. I'm gonna deck myself out. I don't have anything that'll work here.
My God, you got 24.
Yeah. Now, I in the updated version, in a version that I have in real life, I have a judge for this moment when I'm down to like 2 cards, and I'm like, all right, well, time to we got to do some shit around here.
Yeah, my Tinkerton build has one judge too.
What would I not bring back?
Not necessarily that, but more like if you had to lose something, what are you most okay with losing?
I'm honestly like boss's order is a really good choice. just because like it changes the format. Like, so how many games have you played where it's all right, boss win?
Yeah.
So like boss's order or a supporter card that gusts, I think I'm always okay with not having in the format. I mean, I wait, do you KO from here? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, no, you don't. Close, but no, you don't. Um, so yeah, you know what? Judge is a good card to get rid of, honestly. Um, Iono or an Iono-esque card, get rid of it, honestly. Mainly because like for newer players, it's it's genuinely hard for newer players to understand the mechanics already as it sits, and then you add something like, ooh, wait, hold on, 3, 18, 20. Yeah, okay, knockout from here, game.
Yes, sir.
um, so like I don't know where it's like, okay, shuffle your hand and then put them on the bottom of your deck, and then draw however many prize cards you have. Like that's something that for really new players, game round two goes to you, sir.
Yep.
That's something for new players that can really like, they're already having a hard time learning the mechanics of the game itself. And now you're adding 6 different effects or 6 different steps to your one card. And sure, 6 is an exaggeration, but when you're adding extra steps to a card, it can mess with newer players. So like something like Iono doesn't necessarily need to come back.
Yeah, and there's always something like it, right? Like Marnie was the one before that. I don't even know what was before that.
So before Marnie, I want to say In was really kind of the card before that.
What does that one do?
So In is just shuffle your hand. Both players shuffle their hand and draw however many prize cards there are. So Iono is Marnie and In combined.
Oh,
So like I'm
gotcha.
okay with either one of those, but like yeah, I mean, if this were say Sun and Moon era, I would say Marshadow needs to leave. Marshadow, what it used to do is you would play when played from hand, your opponent shuffles their hand and draws 4.
Oh, that's
So
kind of.
you would just play it immediately on your first turn. Now your opponent only has 4 cards. Like I never bring that back.
Can you do that like multiple times in a turn?
If you have multiple Marshadows, but you're not looking to do that.
Gotcha.
It's a one hand. It's a one card you draw, disrupt your opponent, pass turn. This is also back in a format where you were able to play a supporter on your first turn. So if you say, for instance, on your first turn going first. Here, let me pick a deck real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Um, yeah, sure, why not? We'll do this one. So, you had cards like Lily that was on your first turn. If you play this card on your first turn, you can draw 8. Or you can draw up to 8.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and then continue to go. So you would play all your hand. You'd play your hand of 6, throw down Lily. Lily would draw you 8, and you'd play down again. And then there were cards that would let you draw after that. So like it was there was a lot of, it was a lot faster of a format, even though we were in a format with stage 2s for the stage 2 GXs. I want that, and I want that.
I mulliganed. I think for me, the one that I'm most okay with losing, I do agree with you on boss. I think that it would be really interesting to see a format without boss. Just because a lot of decks really rely on that. Like you can't run less than 2. In addition to like whatever counter catchers and Pokemon catchers people run.
Yeah,
But
of course you would.
I don't know.
I think boss is a good card to get rid of,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, it would be really interesting to see a format like that. But for me, it would be research. I don't really use it that much. I know it has its place in some decks that like to have energy and discard, but I don't normally put it into decks.
See, that's okay. See, that's something that I don't know that I agree with.
No, I mean for sure. Like I know that that's a hot take because like a lot of people definitely do like their researches, but not me.
Oh, I love my research. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love research. I think research is the best. I really do. But I also grew up with sycamore, and even further back than that, juniper, which is has always just been ditch your hand, draw seven. So like I've come through multiple formats with and without it. Where Sun and Moon, the best for most of Sun and Moon, the best draw supporter was Cynthia, which was shuffle hand, draw six. So like I never want to get rid never. I never want to get rid of my boy, my baby boy. I never want to get rid of research. But I do see where formats kind of okay, too much. It's too much at some points.
Yeah, I also feel like uh, between Squawk and Carmine and research and all that, people have a way of getting through like half their deck on turn one going first. It is nuts. And
Yeah.
so I
I'll admit, yeah.
I would like anything that slows down the format a little bit.
I yeah. I would agree that a slower format could really be fun here. I just don't know that a slower format from a competitive perspective is going to help the tournament scene. Because we're already so say for instance, look at Guardy, look at look at Guardy, look at Lost Box. These are our decks that take forever anyway, and we're in a fast format. We're in an incredibly fast format right now. So I don't know that it's. I don't know that you're right. I see your perspective, but I don't know, like especially like some watching like stream. I don't know that it's good to slow down our format right this second.
I got you. Let's do this.
Ooh, who you bringing up, big boy?
Let's get the Squawk.
Okay. Who's here? Who's here? Uh, okay. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna end up tossing it anyway. So, where do I want the two to go? We'll put it over here. I know what you're doing. We'll throw this down. Put you there. Put you there. Let me see. Okay, we're fine with that. Let me get rid of this and this. Let me go get this.
Dang.
Yeah.
Of course, Latias.
See, I would have brought up the Iron Bundle for that reason. I mean, I still had the Switch no matter what, but I would have brought up the Iron Bundle hoping I didn't have the Switch.
Gotcha. You're probably right.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll go ahead and retreat here. We'll get rid of this. I want two of those. Greninja here. Oh. Hold on.
Ooh.
Why not?
All right. All right. I see you. I see you.
Why not? So yeah, I mean, sorry, I got really into the game for a
In the
second.
zone. Yeah, no, no, I didn't want to
Yeah, I
make
got
note
in
of
the zone.
that.
I see your perspective, but also if you look at something like I said, if you look at, and I think some of your audience might understand this. If you're watching the streams, it can get bogged down very quickly with just two Guardy players sitting there. They don't even get to three games, and we're supposed to play the best of three within 50 minutes. Whereas something like Japan would totally be okay with having their meta slowed down because their meta says best of one 30 minutes. So our meta and our format is not conducive to a slow is not conducive to a slow down on things. I think I think the speed of the game currently is where it needs to be. I think slowing it down would hurt the tournament scene, or at least hurt the watchability of tournaments.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Is there a Pokemon out there that doesn't have an EX card right now that you wish got one?
Is there a Pokemon I wished that didn't have that I did that did? I mean, I'm always gonna say Magikarp. If Sprigatito, I'm sorry, but if Sprigatito can
Agreed.
have an EX, why not Magikarp?
I agree with that. That is nuts. There's a Sprigatito EX out there. I kind of want to build with it, but I know it's going to be terrible.
It's trash.
It's
I've already tried, and it's just not good.
That's insane. I don't know how that happened.
Let me. Oh, I did Lana, didn't I? I did. Um, let me throw this up there. See what I get. Okay, okay. Um, we'll get rid of you. Okay, there's only one left. Drats. I think he got me on this one just because of weakness. I think he got me on this one because of weakness.
Maybe, maybe. I remember playing against this at a locals. I did it again. I did used the Uxie spread against this, and that dude got so mad at me. He
Uxie
was
spread can mess with this deck.
everything has abilities. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I played this because of control, and he's like, I'm not even a control player.
um, yeah. So I guess I mean obviously I'm gonna say Magikarp. Would I if we look at like basic Pokemon, what one doesn't have it that I wish did? Well, I guess I can't say Darkrai because Darkrai is one of those cards that I absolutely love, but it does technically have an EX. It came out in the same Battle Academy as the one with Lugia and Ho-Oh, I think. Think. Don't quote me on that, but I think. So Darkrai already has one. Mewtwo already has one. I'm gonna say Magikarp just because I'm a fanboy, but also I think it'd be really cool to see something, an underrated card. I think Dondozo EX could be really fun, especially if, say, for instance, it has an ability that mixes with like Tatsugiri EX. So just kind of like that Veluza EX would be pretty cool, just to see what they come up with. So, yeah, something like that.
Nice. Yeah, I think Veluza does deserve one. I think a King Gambit EX would be a layup.
They've already got two cards that work really well together. I think in my King Gambit one, the reason I put the what was it? What is it?
It was the Dark type one, right?
Yeah, the Dark type one. The reason it's in there is the same reason. Oh, darn it! I had this. I'll bring you up. I already retreated. You know what? I don't mind throwing a little bit of damage down. It'll help in the long run. Yeah, so I would say Dondozo, Veluza, Magikarp. I would like to see. Yeah, I'll go with those. I'll go with those. Just let's keep it simple. We'll go with those.
Solid, solid.
What are you thinking?
Um, hmm. I am very glad that Blaziken is finally getting one. Blaziken's like,
Oh, is it? I haven't seen it yet.
yeah, Torchic's my favorite starter of all time. So I'm very
Okay.
happy to see it get
Okay.
one.
Because I know
Uh,
it got the V Max, so that's something to pay attention to as well. It got the V Max, so that's something that I think could be really cool.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so the Blaziken one is it's got an ability. It's got where I think once per turn you can pull an energy from discard and attach it to wherever you want, and it's not even just fire energy. It's like any kind of energy you want.
Oh, dang. That's going to be well, it's going to be a Pidgeot build for sure, but also I could see that going pretty hard with Mamoswine EX.
Yeah, I think really any stellar deck could use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too.
I just have not been a fan of the stellar gimmick.
Let's do this. Oof, 6 cards in hand. What do I got? Let me look at my trainers. Okay. Okay. Let's look through here. See what we got in the rest of our deck. Okay. 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 I don't mind bringing him up. Do this.
Light stretcher.
And we can. Yeah, we can pause. We can pause for a second.
Gotcha,
Let you catch
gotcha.
up a little bit.
Yeah, appreciate it.
No, don't run away. So cologne to just empty your hand.
Uh, I thought that would work
It
on.
turns so it's the active.
Oh, really? Oh,
It
okay.
turn it turns off your opponent's active, and it's only for your turn. So I'll have Latias ready to go next turn when you pass or attack.
Well, that's not as fun.
Well, it didn't really anticipate that one. Hang on now.
Okay, let's do that. Irrelevant for Latias matchups, but
Yeah.
okay.
And what do we get? Okay. First thing we're gonna do is retreat. Pop that there. And pop that there. Then we're gonna do this. And pop that there. I could have done that differently and did the switch cart first to I probably should have done that, but I just didn't. 1 and 2. Pop him down.
Very nice. Very nice.
Do I want to?
Pretty sure that's exactly enough, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly enough.
Yikes. Okay.
What do we get? Okay, well, that's a thing. Yeah, but you've got knockout. That helps.
All right, let's see. Keep thinning. Bug catching probably doesn't do anything for me at this point. I'm down to 4.
Okay, let me look at yours. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We'll
we're fine.
Let's see what we got.
We're gonna be all right. Let's see. What's my last prize card? That's what I thought it was. God darn it. That is not what I wanted it to be. I'll just admit it right now.
Is it a stretcher?
We'll go ahead and retreat. No, it's an energy retrieval.
No.
We'll put that there. We'll put that there. And we'll switch out for that. And we'll go ahead and end our turn.
Oh, he's going for the deck out.
Yeah, but you're going to get to it before I'm going to get to it before you do. I needed one more card than you, and you didn't pull anything off of the... You didn't pull anything. So as long as you... If we just do straight pass, there's nothing I can do about it. Just let me look. I've got... Yeah. Okay. I thought that might be coming. For some reason, I thought you might only run 2.
I only have 2 bows.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let me look. Do I have... I don't think I've got enough. We'll go ahead and retreat here. And we'll end our turn. I think no matter what, I think you've got this one, just because I deck out before you.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. That should be what I thought it is. And we'll end our turn.
I will also end my turn.
Yeah. Unless this is just the one card I needed, and it's not. I did not need a Fez. I'll go ahead and concede.
Hey.
Yeah, that was that. It was close, but darn.
Yeah, I mean,
Latias.
anything with Latias is just a rough matchup for Spydos.
Yeah.
Also, my prices were kind of unfortunate. But let's see, what else do I have in the arsenal? I still haven't decided what I'm going to use for a potential round 3 yet.
I think I'm just gonna go with my. I'll admit and tell you. I think I'm just gonna go with Roaring Moon. It's my favorite deck right now. It's fast and aggressive. It's exactly what I play. When one of the kids is like, I bet I could beat you with my deck, and it's like, oh really? All right, sit down. Let me teach you to be humble.
How about this one? Let's do that one.
Just a quick another reason why we're seeing the price hike on sealed product, especially with Prismatic Evolutions, is right now a booster box of Surging Sparks is like 230, 240. And a lot of that has to do with the Pikachu.
That's true. Yeah.
Like the reason it's so high is because at any point in time you could pull the Pikachu and double your money.
Yeah.
With Prismatic Evolutions, every evolution being in the $200 range, you're going to get your money back.
Yeah, yeah. And
And I
I
think
heard
that
that one's got God packs, doesn't it?
it so
Or is that real?
it's rumored. Obviously, nobody's opened it yet, so nobody knows. But the last time we had something like God packs, I think was in. Oh, my buddy would know. My buddy would know, and I don't know if he's headed home yet. Let me hit him on Messenger real quick.
Hmm.
Um, he has not headed home quite yet.
That's all good. Yeah, I think
But
I got like maybe like one or two matches left in me before I got to start calling it.
okay, so we had. I think it was 151. In 151, you were able to pull the special art of the three starters,
Oh yeah.
and that was considered the American God Pack. Is you were able to pull the special art of any one of the three starters, and it would be all three starters of that special art. So be that the Charmeleon and that line, the middle evolutions, or what, so on and so forth. This God Pack now potentially has all the evolutions in one pack.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing on like TikTok and whatnot.
Yeah, or it'll be a God Pack where it's all of the cards are reverse hollows. So now I don't know whether it's going to be truly a God Pack or if it's going to be everything's reverse hollow or it's going to be like the chests that you can open up on PTCG Live where it's like you get a certain number of like reverse hollows and then they go into like Wug Trio EX and then they go into the special arts. Like I don't know how they're going to be doing it, but that's another rumor that we could end up seeing out of Prismatic Evolutions. So Prismatic Evolutions being super high in price as a sealed product, we're seeing that because it's the perfect storm of issues going into Prismatic Evolutions. As a player, I'm not worried about the price because I'm going to go buy the individual cards in 2 weeks, and the prices are going to come down.
Yeah.
So, is there cause for outrage? Yes, because distributors aren't vetting who's buying from them, so their distributors are allowing scalpers to buy from distributors and stores. It's not something that Pokemon can really do, and if they did do it, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to take over distribution from themselves? I don't think that's viable as that's not a viable option. Are we playing the same thing?
We might be.
Are we really playing the same thing? I thought I saw Capsicid in that. I think we're playing the same thing. Yeah,
Hey
we are.
yo.
Okay. That was just pure accident too.
Mirror match. Let's go.
We'll throw that down there, and we'll go ahead and end our turn. So yeah, I think it's just the perfect storm for Prismatic Evolutions. Every single pre-order, pre-sale period, all of the product, no matter what it is always high. You're always going to be able to, like, for Shrouded Fables, MSRP on the ETBs was what, $40, $50? If you look at the week
Yes.
before that, they were $10 more than MSRP, and that's before it went live and the actual sell date happened. So every product for every set that's ever come out, the week before the actual release date, all the prices are high because they're just trying to get their pre-sales. They're trying to get as much money as they can off of those pre-sales. It's incredibly normal. It happens all the time. I wouldn't worry about it. Prismatic Evolutions is just a perfect storm of issues with this particular set. And it makes it hard as a player to really, as a player, it doesn't make it hard at all. As a collector, it makes it incredibly hard. And you just kind of have to live with that. Do I want to do it?
Do it.
Prank him, John.
Do it. Oh no, I thought you were gonna attack. Prank him, John.
Prank him, John. But yeah, I don't, I wouldn't. If you're a collector, you should be outraged. And what can TCPI do besides take over distribution? What they really do need to do, and they already did it once, and they bought an entire printing center, and they bought it specifically because that printing center was doing more than one product, and Pokemon was like, no, 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 you work for us now. You're only doing Pokemon, and it helped because that at that time we saw the same thing happen with, say, like 151 and Mew, the Mew Premium Collection, where like you couldn't find it anywhere and it was super high priced. But then the Charizard Premium Collection came out and nobody wanted it because it was oversold and overproduced. That's because when they bought that printing center, that's what happened is they overproduced on Charizard. And that was awesome. Everybody could get it for MSRP, and a lot of times if you waited even longer, you could get it for less at something like Target for like $20 off. But as more people get into the hobby and more people are able to access, have access to the cards, and they're making, tournaments more accessible and all of these things like that. Sure, they're not making worlds any more accessible, and that's a whole nother topic to get into. But they're making tournaments and play more accessible. They do need to print more, and they're not at a point where they can do that. That's all it is.
I got you. Let me see.
Do it to him.
I ain't got nothing I can do. How did I hit research twice and get 1 energy?
Do it now.
This is crazy, man.
Come on, do it. Do it now. All right. I feel pretty good about this. Let's throw that down. Let's throw...
I've been through well over half my deck, and I pulled 1 energy. You ready for your next pop quiz question?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
All right. Which Pokemon has the ability Season Skill?
Oh, that's Blood Moon.
Yes, good job.
Well, Blood Moon EX. Let me say it correctly. Blood Moon Ursaluna EX.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if you. I mean, obviously you've seen a lot of my videos. You've heaped praise on me this entire time we've been challenging each other and talking shit to each other, and I genuinely I love it. It's you've been fantastic. So one of the things that I do is I make sure to, and I'll explain this probably at some point, but I have a whole book of what's going on, and like every Pokemon that I go over in my videos, I've already written down the attack, the cost, the effect, and I've written down their abilities. I remember and I learn best when I'm a doer and I write something down and it sticks in my brain a lot better. So like you hitting me with Season Skill, I was like, oh, I've written that down probably 30 times by this point. So easy peasy.
Nice. Yeah, this guy's going down.
Yeah, no, this Scovillain doesn't live long.
No, I meant my Dodrio.
Oh, because of the... Yeah.
Probably could have survived the turn if I had not zooming draw. Yeah, that wasn't a smart play.
You definitely would have survived. Yeah, I don't want you. Okay. Let's see.
What is your favorite item card?
Oh, it's always going to be Ultra Ball.
Solid.
It's always going to be Ultra Ball. I have loved that card since Sun and Moon. It's so good. What do I want here? I want this, and I want this, question mark.
So if I were to hit you with something like Time, the one that asks you the question of like, like what's the HP value of this Pokemon? You've got like that database in the back of your head. Wouldn't work on you.
It's for most of them. For most of them, I would say like it would depend on the Pokemon, but for most of them, yeah, probably.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. You wouldn't be able to fool me with a whole lot.
Yeah, well, I like writing them down. It's something like, especially for when I'm trying to remember something, it's perfect for me.
I'm thinking about doing my next tournament with time. Just want to see what people build with it.
Why not rhyme?
Rhyme, that's the one that what you switch your opponent's Pokemon
And I think it
and draw
confuses
three.
them. Or draw three. It's one of those two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Lycia is the one that it's like a boss with confuse.
Oh, god damn it, I did that wrong. Here, we'll do this, and we'll do this. Unfortunately, I gotta do it smart. I did it wrong. Dang it. I did it wrong. You're gonna take that. You're gonna take it. Oh, I'm not okay with this. God damn it. Unless you can get this snow run out of active, which I think you can. I would imagine that you can. This is gonna hurt. I did this wrong. God darn it.
Give me them
Yeah,
cheeks.
here it comes. Ah, beat me up, daddy. Give me that spicy pepper.
All right, what do we got? Ooh, that's not good.
Should be
Well,
okay. We might be okay.
Let's just take that.
All right, so I'll also hit you with a good question here. Let me open something up real quick.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. The acronym LOR represents which set?
Lost Origins.
Hell yeah, brother.
That I'm still very much learning.
Yeah. So back in the day we used to have to physically write down which set it was from, and this was before they were printing on the card what they were. So like say Sun and Moon era, you just had to know what it was based on the symbol. Let's put this here.
That's not something I could ever do.
We're gonna get rid of this. Yeah, we'll get rid of this. You don't get to have that anymore.
What? But I want it.
You can't have it anymore, I promise. We'll do this. Why not? This could mess you up a little bit.
It actually helps me a little bit.
Does it?
Well, no, not by a lot.
Let's Fleet Foot because it's about the only thing I have left. Okay. You know what? We'll hit him. We'll hit him. So we'll
Rondo. All right.
see. We'll see. We'll see. So I know that you don't have a knowledge of like older cards.
No,
but I'm gonna go back.
Hey, go ahead.
I'm gonna go back to the Sun and Moon era.
Okay.
So you shouldn't know much if I'm recalling correctly. What is the name of the card? Hang on. Let me make sure that I get the. Make sure I get the name of the ability.
Just gonna bank on you not having a fire energy.
So what is the name of the card? Well, never mind. I can't. Well, maybe. What is the name of the card with the ability Roto Motor?
Roto Motor. That's got to be. It's got to be Rotom, right?
Yes, it is Rotom. Can you tell me what Rotom?
I'm gonna go with Mo Rotom.
So you are correct, but it is also Frost Rotom, Heat Rotom, Fan Rotom, Wash Rotom, and regular Rotom, both in Psychic and Electric energies.
Oh, really? But they all have it.
Yes, so they all have it, and what it says is if you have 9 or more Pokemon tool cards in your discard pile, ignore all energy in the attack cost of each of this Pokemon's attack.
Oh, I think I remember something like that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite decks to play. Dark Integral, who I found my first deck. It's actually the first deck that I played at regionals, at the 2018 regionals here in Dallas, and it was an expanded format. And I played that deck because I was like, oh no, I'm really comfortable with this. I feel good. And then I had my eyes open to what expanded really is, and I should have never played that. I went 2 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties before I dropped.
Dang.
It was fun, but I learned very quickly you either play the best or some of the best decks in the format, or you just go there to have a good time.
What's your favorite generation?
Oof, that's rough. That's hard for me to pin down. I love them all so much because they all come with their, especially if you like just talk about the video games themselves.
Yep.
They all come with so many different quirks and so many different reasons why they're fun. Ooh, let's play this one.
Dude, whenever freaking Pokemon Legends ZA comes out, I'm taking like a week off work. I'm so hyped for that.
I will probably not, but I'm lucky enough to be able to play at work. I'll admit, I'm able to. I have a very good job where I'm able to just sit and chill. I edit most of my videos now at work, so like I'm very thankful that I have a very good job, even though I have to go in. Oh, do I want to go first with this one?
Yeah, you'll have a
No.
chance to catch up with me on subs because I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be streaming that.
Are you kidding me? You have been on like I said in our just regular talking, you have been on a meteoric rise. So I don't know that I'm gonna have the ability to just do whatever I want or catch up on you. I will say that I've learned the importance of like shorts from our talk. I'll probably start doing more shorts, and I'll definitely start doing some more live streaming. I'll probably live stream every Wednesday,
Not
but
much
we'll
I can
see.
do.
We'll see.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to get a lot of people from that because like when I started doing shorts, like I think I started getting about like 3 subs a day for every day I was posting one, and like with YouTube Studio you can see where they're coming from, and so
Right.
yeah, like each short was getting me about 3 or 4 subs, and they have much further reach too. Oh, is this United Wings? Nice.
Yeah, I love United Wings. It's another one of those decks that I just absolutely love for no reason other than it's a meme. It's a troll. Why not?
I
Do I
like it.
want that? No. Go ahead.
Hmm?
You were about to say something.
No, I said I like what you got going on.
Come on.
My favorite gen is Gen 3, 100%. And I think okay.
Go ahead.
And I think most like what factors most into that is not only like the fact that I basically grew up on Emerald, uh, but the starter trio I think is probably peak.
It's really good. I mean, who doesn't think Mudkip isn't just the cutest little boy? You know what I
That's
mean? Like,
that's my guy.
just don't be wrong. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the Trico line, and I'm definitely not a fan of Swampert. I'll admit, I'm not a fan of Swampert, but I get it. I do. I get why Swampert's cool. I think if I had to pick as far as like my favorite generation, I will say it's Gen 2, but it's the remakes. It's the Heart Gold Soul Silver remakes that really solidified Gen 2 as my favorite. And I know Gen 2 as a game itself is incredibly flawed, and it's long, it's boring, the level scaling is incredibly slow. But I mean, as a kid who watched the anime when it first came out, I remember a time where there wasn't a video game in America. Man, being able to go back to Kanto was just it was it was peak evolution. That's what true video gaming is all about. It's hard to explain to a person how at 11 I had nostalgia, if that makes sense. Like that's not normal to have to be 11 years old and be like, "No, I'm nostalgic for this."
Yeah, I feel you.
Oh, that hurt. What do you do? Is it 3 or is it 2? It's 4. Do I live that? Yeah, I live that. Nest ball here will get me one of dams. Drop that. If it's 4, I need to save that. Okay, let's Pokestop. Why not? Okay, okay, hang on. We're cooking. Great ball. Do I get something? I do get something. Let me throw that away.
I was a Gen 1er for the longest time, but then I realized, you know what? That generation had its problems for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think at that point, Psychic used to be absolutely busted.
Oh, 100%. It was the worst of the worst. It was the worst offender. I promise you, it was the worst offender. Let's do this. We'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of that. To get me one of those.
I just realized I'm using an old build of this. This is not my most current build. I was like, wait a minute, I don't even play Vengeful Punch anymore.
Okay, yeah, just the one, but it's worth it. And then we'll do this. Okay, we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. What trainers do we have in there? Okay, we'll wait. I don't mind this. I don't mind that. I can take the hit for this.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, if you had to pick, and I know you've got a couple plushies, what's the one plushie that you want that you don't have?
Let me see. One plushie that I want that I don't have. It's a solid question. Probably a Garchomp.
Nice. So you're more. Do you feel like you're more of a dragon trainer than anything else? Because I know you said your favorite Pokemon is Flygon.
No, I definitely prefer Flygon over Garchomp, but the reason for the Garchomp is because you see how I like the Cynthia's ambition in here and everything like that. My roommate's
Right.
name is Cynthia, so I'd like to
Oh,
get one
okay.
just to commemorate.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So one thing about me is I am covered in tattoos.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I've got tattoo. I've got 2 half sleeves, and I've got 2 like basically like the top of my tube socks. Done. I love tattoos. I come from a tattoo family. So the question would be, if you besides Flygon, because I already know that's the answer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if I
I
can
already know
tattoo
that's
one.
the answer. We don't have to put that out there. What would be your 6, or I guess in this case 5, because Flygon's going to be on your team. What would be your 6 that you put on your body?
So I don't know if I sent you the picture already. I've got like my BDSP team,
Yeah.
like memorialized as plushies on my shelf, and that team is, and I would keep them as like the baby forms. Like I wouldn't do their fully evolved. So the ones that I've got up there is a Lilip, a Torchic, a Drifloon, a Trapinch, and a Beldum and a Swinub.
So you would go with the evolved. You would go with your BDSP team.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. I think so. For me, a lot of it has to do with like how I've done in tournaments and what I've taken to tournaments. For sure, I'm going to be taking. Um, for sure, I'm going to take Darkrai. It's probably my favorite mythic, and I play like I told you the expanded format. I play a brutal, genuinely a brutal um, Darkrai team, and it does the job that it needs to do. I think I can get my Turbo Darkrai deck. I can get like 6 energies pretty reliably on turn one. It's just fast. So I would go Darkrai for sure. I would obviously go Magikarp. Not shiny, but I would go Magikarp. And then I would definitely go with Nidoking. He's always been a favorite of mine. Chestnut, believe it or not, is my Gen 6 starter of choice. I don't know why, but I think he's derpy and I love him. But he's also beefy and buff, and he could swaddle me and make me feel comfortable when people are mean.
I like it.
Uh, I also think that. Ooh, thanks. I don't like that. Don't do that again, please. We can do this. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? We'll do this. We'll drop that. Currently, yep. We'll drop this.
Yeah, I figured benching that would be a mistake.
Yeah, it might have been, yeah. Especially considering the 10 damage came down. It was just too juicy of a target.
All right.
So I've got Chespin, or I've got Chestnut, I've got Darkrai, I've got Magikarp, I've got Nidoking. Honestly, Fuecoco is my favorite starter now. I've always been kind of a partial to the grass starters, but man, Fuecoco. I mean, obviously you guys have, or if you have seen my videos talking to the rest of your audience, I have no clue how many people are watching, but
I've got 2 right now. It's kind of late.
oh, perfect, perfect. If you've seen any of my videos, I've always got 2 big old Fuecocos in the background, so I would definitely have to get a tattoo of Fuecoco, and then, oh man, probably just. I mean, what's my favorite legendary? I don't think I have a favorite legendary. I don't think so. I don't think I have a favorite legendary. I don't know. I don't know what my 6th would be. I don't want to go. I mean, Mamoswine is really cool. I've always liked Mamoswine. Tyrantrum's really cool. I don't know. I'd have to figure that out. I'd actually have to figure that one out.
Yeah.
Well, Dartrix is not long for this world.
Nope.
So you hit me with Iono? Yeah, you hit me with Iono, so that went to the bottom. Okay. You might be able to come back.
No, I'm pretty sure that Flamigo's got me.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot I had forgot I had energy on him. I was literally about to put up Ditto.
Oh well, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that because yeah, I was not about to throw up Flamigo. This is all I had. No, what do I get off of that? A great ball. I mean, I guess I could potentially. Okay, sure, why not? I'm gonna play it out just to see what I would have gotten if I was stupid. Yeah, you would have knocked out that Ditto, and I mean, would have gotten closer. No, you would have.
Probably would have been able to win with it.
I think you would have, but yeah, you gave me the win, so I appreciate appreciate that one. Okay.
And now I pulled my legacy energy after
right. Okay, let's look at it. I have been recording for about an hour and a half. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere close to that.
Yeah, it's similar. But yeah, that's probably where I'll stop for the night.
Yeah, I mean it's what 2 o'clock in the morning there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this has been awesome. Like I've appreciated hearing your perspective and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it one more time for everybody, just so they understand where I come from. I'm coming from a competitive player side of things, Pokerev put out a fantastic video. I highly recommend that you go watch it. I mean, he's got almost 3 million for a reason. I don't think he's a bad YouTuber at all. He's got a pretty damn good understanding of the collector side of things and the sealed product collector side of things. He's 100% correct that this is probably not a good sign moving forward unless TPCI or, whoever distributes Pokemon cards and prints Pokemon cards really beefs up their printing process and really beefs up their output. Prismatic Evolutions is a perfect storm of so many different factors. It's an evolution set. It's the first American release with potential god packs in it. It's a mini set, which mini sets always have limited products that they're put out. They're not going to be put out in 36 pack booster boxes. You're only going to, most you can get, I think, is the pack and play, which are the 6 packs in a box. I think that's the highest it goes, unless you go to like the ETBs where you get 8 to 10 depending on, or 8 to 12 depending on whether it's the Pokemon Center exclusive one. So all of the products are limited, being a mini set or a special set. So it's a perfect storm of things. The resale value of Evolutions is super high. It's everyone's favorite it's on everyone. Let me rephrase this. An Evolution, one of them is on every single person's top 10 list as far as favorite Pokemon go. So it's just one of those sets that just is unfortunately hit by so many factors that this set, because it's also in pre-sale, that's the reason we're seeing so many different reasons, or that's why we're seeing the price for these items so high. Now, from a player perspective, I wouldn't worry too much about the individual cards in that set. Unless you're going for the evolutions, I would guess that, say, like Roaring Moon, that special art rare is going to be probably $26, $27, $30. So it's going to be expensive. They're all going to be expensive, but they're not out of reach for the majority of people. Now, I am not going to sit here and say that the 14-year-old who's still in high school that, hides his Pokemon collection from his friends is going to be able to afford this set as a collector. Unfortunately, buddy, I'm sorry you're not. One day when you have grown-up money, you will probably be able to afford it, and by then it will be out of print, and then it'll be even harder to find, and the prices will be even higher. That is the nature of this. It's supply and demand. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. But as a competitive player, after looking at the set list, I'm not really dying to get any of these cards. I can wait 2-3 weeks, 2 months to start collecting the quote unquote staples that are going to come out of this set, this mini set. It's not even a full set. Mm-hmm. So like the item cards that we're going to be getting that are exclusive to this, they're going to start off at like $3 a piece. In a month, they're going to be 40 cents. So from a player side, I don't think this is as bad as it's going to be. It's really not going to be that bad overall if you're a player and you don't try to collect. But if you are a collector, it will be harder, especially for somebody who collects sealed products.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, that makes sense to me. Don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic. Again, I want to shout him out. I don't know if he'll ever, I don't know that Wazzy or Ross or however he wants to go by will ever see this particular live stream or any video that we ever put out ever. But he puts out a fantastic video every set that comes out saying, hey, quit buying this shit early. He does it every set. It's a panic. It's a craze. It's a, oh my God, look at the price now. What it'll be in 10 days or what it always drops after. It always drops after release. And it drops significantly 2 months after release. Like I said, I mean, Alolan Exeggutor EX, the base set rare, the base rarity went from $4.55 a week before release down to 86 cents on average the day of release for Surging Sparks. So just everybody needs to calm down, at least from a player perspective. and an individual card collector perspective. Everybody needs to calm down, wait for the cards to come out, wait for stores and aftermarket sellers to start opening their product and put the cards out. Worry about it then. There's nothing to worry about now unless you are a sealed product collector.
Gotcha. That's very helpful. You know, like when I came into this, I was getting ready to make my video. I was like, you know, coming in with the premise that players are being priced out of the game by, you know, all these scalpers, price gougers, and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think that over time we're gonna be fine. You know, I think I fell into the clickbait rabbit hole.
Well, and collectors are certainly going to be priced out of this, and for a lot of kids, like, you know, when they're, for I would say 8 to 15 years old, a lot of kids are collectors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of kids are going to go in to these sets going, oh, if I found this thing at Walmart, it was, you know, $30. I've spent my allowance on it. And then they're probably not going to be able to find that product again, especially Prismatic Evolutions, I'll admit.
Yeah.
So, like, collectors will probably be priced out, especially at younger ages when you're really getting into the game or you're really getting into the hobby of Pokemon in general. But as a player, I've seen this happen a dozen times. People freak out about a card, and most of the time it's over rarities. Most of the time it's over, like, how cute a card is, you know, your Pokemon waifus, your trainer waifus, all of that's going to happen. It's called the waifu tax for a reason. We are playing a Japanese game, so just remember that there will be a waifu tax. Nessa is one of them. Nessa was barely playable, but it was always hovering around $7 to $12 as a full art because insert waifu tax here. But you know, Guardy is always going to be expensive because it's a highly sought after card. But, you know, as long as you are there to have fun, you're not really going to be priced out of this game. The Pokemon Company does a fantastic job, and I have to really put a lot of praise on them as a individual card game for not pricing out people. You know, we look at, say, something like Magic, where the secret lair packs are $25 a piece. Nobody can buy those unless they've got adult money. And even now, with adult money, I still can't buy $25 packs. So Pokemon does a really good job at the individual level and at the store level of selling products that everybody can afford. Even 8-year-olds can convince their parents to spend $5. It's very simple. And then they get the, you know, say for instance, they pull the Mewtwo EX base rarity. It's Mewtwo. Are you kidding me? I don't care that it's a terrible card. It's Mewtwo. And that's kind of gets them in the hobby, and then they want to start playing, and then, you know, it's up to people like me and you who are at our locals and I know you've had this experience more recently as a new player, but me as an older player, I give away cards all the time. I think I told you this.
Yeah.
I will help a 10-year-old who wants to build Mewtwo. I will give him 3 Mewtwo's right out of my binder. I don't care. Because I want him to get into it and go, I want to play this game. And then as he slowly gets more experience playing, he's going to want, well, I'm tired of losing. Why am I losing? I better ask the people who are around me. And they're like, okay, well, let's explain to you why or how certain mechanics work or how you can, you know, and you grow your community that way. And that's what gets people invested and stays. So the individual cards, it's not a big deal. Those kids that want to collect those cards, yeah, the chase cards are always going to be more expensive. You know, your base rarities are never going to, you know, your base rarity Arcalodon is what, $2 at most, probably even less. But if I go into the full art, now we're looking at like $10. And sure, $10 for a card is a lot for an 8-year-old, but we all have to start somewhere. And a lot of times that starts at just buying a pack from your local store at $5 for MSRP in between spring break. Those people are never going to be priced out of this game. They're never going to be priced out of the collecting side of things. The people that are going to get priced out are, well, I can't afford a $500 Pikachu. It's like, yeah, most people can't.
Yeah.
Most people can't. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm hanging on to that till I need rent money.
Yeah, that's that's why I've got two sitting here. Like I said the other day, I've got two special art Milotics that I'm like, well, that's $150 if I can sell it to the right person. So maybe I better hold on to them. But also, like a kid that's never played, I'm never gonna play with one. As long as I keep one, I'm pretty happy. A kid, sure, have this Milotic, and then this kid is just enthralled with collecting more cards, and that's where they start to learn to play the game, and it just grows your local community. And so your local communities, your players, they'll never be priced out of this game. Never. They never will. And as long as your community is super thoughtful and super generous to new players and they're inclusive with all players, your community is going to grow and your collectors are going to grow in that community, and it's just going to be great. But yeah, nobody can afford $350 Vaporeon.
Yeah,
they just can't.
For sure.
And I'm sorry you can't. I mean, we could blame a couple different things that don't even have to relate to Pokemon for the reason why nobody can afford $350 Vaporeon. Thanks, United Healthcare. We're not we're not going to get into that, but thanks, United Healthcare. So, like, again, I've beat this horse to a pulp now. I guarantee there is not much left of this horse.
Yeah,
as a player, you're going to be fine. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the horror stories. Don't worry about the pricing of sealed product a week before the release date. Prismatic Evolutions is a perfect storm of issues. The next set to drop, I think it's Battle Partners. Is that what it is? Or Battle?
Yes.
The one with I don't remember what it's called.
Journey Together or something like that.
A Journey, yeah, something like that. We're gonna see more product available, and we're gonna see the prices of that product lower than Prismatic Evolutions. And if I'm wrong, to the two people who are watching you, if I'm wrong, I will eat a mouse on camera.
All right, you heard it here first, guys.
I promise you, I will eat a live mouse on camera. So
right.
yeah, Journey Together will be the prices for Journey Together sealed product will be lower after release date, guaranteed.
It's good to hear. That's very, very hopeful. I think that's a good place to call it, though.
Yeah, for sure. And again, to everybody who's listening, I'm sorry I rambled.
You're fine, dude. You're definitely much better at this than I am. Like if we were to host a podcast, like they would be like, what is that other guy? Like, what's his purpose? Why is he here?
I'll tell you why Chef Husky's here. To keep me on track. That's why Chef Husky is
structure.
To give me structure, to give me direction, because I really could ramble for way too long about all of this. Like I told you earlier before we even went live, I took 4 pages of notes just on this topic alone and pricing and what, the set count of the cards in the entirety of 2016's release. Like I know it all, and I had a couple theories going, and yeah, so Chef Husky's here to keep me on track and to keep me from boring all of you with stupid statistics, and he's also here because he is just the most amazing guy I've ever worked with, to include my actual professional life yeah, he's just fantastic. I love you, Chef. I do. I love you, man. It's been a short but powerful working experience with you, and I'm looking towards the future.
I feel the same way, dude. Did you get your Magikarp yet?
I have not.
Okay. I sent it on Sunday, so it should be arriving sometime, either today or tomorrow, maybe.
Did you send it priority?
No, just regular mail.
Okay, so that's usually a 7 to 10 business day type thing.
Oh,
so I would guess it gets here probably by Friday.
Okay, yeah, hopefully.
But no, thank you for that. Jesus Christ, I hope that you enjoy your Flygon when it comes in the mail.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, you explained it to me, and I'm like, yeah, that is a great addition to the set.
Yeah,
I'm actually. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that you're right. It's a great addition to anybody's collection. That's such a cool it's a little piece of Pokemon history that I made sure to send you. So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be the good guy here because you will let me ramble on. You've already done it too many times tonight. I'm gonna be the good guy here, and I'm gonna say my outro. Hey guys, have fun, stay safe. I love you, Chef Husky. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on such short notice. I was like, I could make this video, or I could just talk to him about it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that you just dropped everything, dropped your sumo match, and just jumped on to talk with me. So
Absolutely. Anytime you want me on, anytime you want me to talk and about Pokemon in general, don't hesitate to ask. I will absolutely jump on and probably talk for 2 hours almost every time. So
all right, let's do it.
anytime you need me, anytime you need a perspective, let me know. I've got an opinion. It might not be a good one, but I've got one.
Cool. I'll take you up on that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel the stream here, and I will catch you all next time. Hopefully, now that the TCG Live is back up and running, I can get working on my Incineroar list finally. But I will